I'm so sorry that you forgot to lock up the cash register. I hope you get all your stuff back. And I'm like, where is this coming? Because it's always something that's been on
Right.
TV.
Yeah.
And I look over and it's Gunsmoke. And I was like, got it. Okay,
Yep.
that's where we're at.
There you go. Just waiting for Miss Kitty next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never that big a Gunsmoke fan, but my dad was too.
Yeah.
He watched it quite often. So that was the age of the Westerns.
Howdy.
Howdy,
Hello.
it's us
Right
chickens.
spot.
Yeah.
You're here for tourism, y'all.
Come on in.
Trey already has his old man show, Smash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the entire MASH collection on DVD.
Yeah.
So when and if the TVs go out or cable goes out or satellite goes out, I just
Yeah.
pull out my box of MASH.
Yeah. I need to get him a physical copy because we use my mom's Hulu. And that's all he watches on it. Like we use Hulu for nothing else except for MASH.
MASH.
So that's where he goes off and dials into his match.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's his comfort show. That's what's like if he's up front screen printing, 99% of the time, that's what's on in the background. If he's working on something, he's at least got it playing in his headphones. Like it's
I was gonna say,
MASH.
has he got all the dialogue memorized at this point?
Yes.
He's got all
Mhm.
Hawkeye's great
Mhm.
jokes and
Mhm.
the one-liners.
But not even those. It could even just be the next line in the conversation that has no punching. He's got it.
He's got it.
Yeah.
I'm ignoring that because if I pick it up, I'm gonna be on the phone for a long time and we're supposed to be having a meeting, so.
Well, I guess at this point, you're what contagious? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So I'm just ignoring it. Anyway,
Guess we can wait a few more minutes for our other member.
welcome Janine.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm Steve.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
B. We've met.
Yeah.
Chase,
Yep.
just so everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Every time I go to places, I have to admit, sometimes my memory's good, sometimes it's not, and I go like, oh, yeah, I remember the face.
I don't remember names. I'm bad with names, so.
Feel. Of course, I've never been good with names, so it's not like I'm getting that much older, but I'm definitely not getting any better. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Kelly's in Y exercise class with me.
Although she hasn't been going very much because she can only go there on 2 days out of the week because she's working at the church. So she's at the church Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And Wednesday, she usually tries to go. And on Friday, it seems like she's always got errands or something. So it's going, forget it. Try to catch up for the other days of the week.
Who else is in?
We should have
We're on.
Katie. Is that her name?
Is it Katie or Casey?
I'm
I
not,
thought it was Jamie.
you thought it was,
I thought it was Jamie.
Where's she from?
oh,
What?
It's Woodrow Polston's wife.
new wife. Yes.
Oh, he remarried.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd be pretty surprised. otherwise.
The what?
You'd be pretty surprised if it was his first wife. That came in. Because sir, she passed away.
Yeah, I know, not very long ago, I think.
Yeah, it's about, what, year and a half?
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
surprising. I know, I was shocked.
Mhm.
I would just say like if she comes in, it's not like there's a pressuring matter or anything like that. We could just fill her in a small summary if she comes in. We're just kind of making, since we have quorum now,
Mhm.
we can wrap up some old business and start going forward with things. So I don't see anybody in the Zoom chat, but we already know you. You've entered, I'm sure have you get like, is there any background that they don't know about you, or are you just a local and they're familiar?
No, I'm from somewhere else,
You are.
just like all of us.
Yeah, okay. My name is Steve Twitchell. I did audio and video production before semi-retirement for, let's see, 45 years. And I'm semi-retired and still doing it because I love doing it. I'm just not doing on-location video as much. But other than that, still at it.
I'm B. I run Frank and Ruby screen printing with my husband. We've been here for 2 years. Going on, so. There's the downtown business.
When did you move here?
22, October of 22.
Oh.
Yeah, because it would have been right after Color Fest of 22 when we viewed the property from Paul Mitchell.
You're about 6 months later than us.
Yeah.
We're about 2.5 years.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been here 12 years. Going on 13, I guess, but I was. here
Well, you're a
part-
long timer then.
Yeah, I was part-time, Janine Kelly. I was part-time. We just had a house up on overlooking the river and it was a weekend home. And my husband passed away and then I remarried about five years ago in October. And we have the gatherings at 601. We renovated the building. That's what I like doing is buying old buildings and renovating. That's my thing. I don't like running businesses. I like fixing buildings. And then somebody else needs to run the business.
I'm doing the same, although I'm getting really tired of nail guns that malfunction and things like
Oh.
that. Really tired of painting. And Chase,
And I am the IT person in the city of Louisiana, and I do coding and programming and website stuff like that on the side and hobbies. And then I was at the university for many years, majoring in computer science,
University of
Central Missouri. And
Warrensburg.
yes, Warrensburg. And so that's where I was at. Now here I am.
Mhm. How long have you been here?
I was born and raised here, so yeah.
Okay.
On and off, I'd probably say, well, there's a lot of moving around, maybe close to 30-ish years, maybe.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
except if you minus 8, because I was in college for 8 years on and off. I was a non-traditional student. But yeah,
Cool. Do we have anybody on the?
no, we don't right now. No one's joined in. I sent the invitation link last minute. I don't know if it got posted to Facebook or not. But they'll be admitted in. So we're going over a few items on the table. I just want to clarify and make sure. So the Color Fest flyers, did you get reimbursed for those?
not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Is there anything that we need to do to make sure?
Basically vote on it that you can reimburse, I think it was $47.
Okay,
That's what mine were.
okay. Okay, we'll do that. And
Since we didn't have quorums, I just went ahead and did it. So
Don't let me forget, I still have your thumb drive.
I just wanted to make sure and clarify, because somebody had mentioned, I think Treasurer mentioned you wanted to get reimbursed for that, and I was like, oh, and I was like, wow, I wonder how other things are on the agenda that didn't get.
that's the only one.
Okay,
Everything else is okay, mainly because most of everything else I just did and paid for myself, but
I say, do we need to vote for the radio ads or did that already get?
We'll
approved
get
for
to that.
reimbursement?
I actually have to, we have to go over some clarification on that, because when I put some things down the notes, I think my notes, like your estimations were approximate and everything, but my notes don't line up with this because I refer to them as one pop station, one country station, and one other genre of music, but I think it's got to be more specific than that, so we have to vote on that for clarification.
Okay.
What else was I gonna bring up?
hopefully Elisa still has the invoice that I sent her. So
Okay,
for the posters. So
I
we'll
will.
just have to vote on it and then approve it.
Okay, I'll grab it. I'll get a chance to grab that. There's actually some things I want to go over. So Color Fest flyers. Also, thank you for all your hard work. I heard that you went to a lot of places.
I went to, well, not a huge number, but quite a few, probably about 20. So dropping off.
So shout out to
Okay, thank you.
for you for your hard work.
What I'm real pleased is that we had, of course, I wasn't there because I pulled the ligament in my foot, so I wasn't going anywhere for it. But from what I understand from my wife, who did go, the turnout was really good. According to the paper, the turnout was really good. And what I'm really pleased about is the fact that we did it, from what I understand, a lot under the budget that what they've done in the past. And
Really?
the spots, I think, were really good. So
Yeah, I heard really good feedback of like a couple of roofers who travel a lot.
Mhm.
They're like, yeah, I knew of Colorfest, but they're like, "Dude, I was hearing it on every single radio I was on."
So,
So I
Yeah.
think that worked out really well.
so I think as a method for future, I think it worked pretty well. So,
Okay, just to clarify, I had received that, the glossy picture or the poster that you had for Clarefest. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do with it because I was expecting, I guess, in my mind, a stack of flyers so I can go distribute stuff. So I was like, okay, I have this one poster. What do I do with this? Or is this just an example?
it was just I
Okay.
just gave you one so you know what I
Oh, okay, yeah.
what I was giving out
Okay,
to
it was
different
a
places.
good poster.
Yeah.
So the next thing I want to address to you guys, so this was something that was brought up in the past.
For your records.
For records, okay. So there's a display, as we know, that's down there at the riverfront, and it's needing some TLC, some love. And I got the measurements for it, and I want you guys to kind of give me like an idea, brainstorm on this, because I had some ideas for it, but I don't want to pull the trigger on anything yet because I think there could be a more nuanced final product on this, but when it comes to making maps, things can get quite complex. And especially when you're using like Google Maps or Bing, they're very antsy about how you obtain the map from that, right? And so I looked at a lot of the brochures and stuff in the past and looked at the maps on those, and there's just different varieties of maps. And I don't know if we could take this idea and also include that in the brochure, which will be the next thing that we discuss. But someone said that there should be like a map at the riverfront. This is just blank, but this was taken from Bing. And the reason why I took this from Bing is because whenever you try to take the map and twist it, everything will be even, right? So like, I don't have this example twisted right now, but if you twist this map, it will be even to where the riverfront and stuff is aligned. Because the idea is you're at the riverfront looking at that poster board down there, whatever, that display, and it says you are here. And the idea would be to put like, say, a map legend, like if you get like a video game or something, there'll be like a little map with it, and it will have a map, and this is called the map legend in the bottom right corner. The map legend will put like, oh, the yellow star indicates that this is a historic building. And
Kind of like in a mall and
Right.
it
Yeah,
shows,
yeah.
okay.
yeah, so again, I'm not an expert on.
What kind of things are you gonna put on there? Are you gonna put like,
Well, see, that's what I want to ask you guys about. So, this also ties in to other things, like say in the future, if we decide to do actual walking tours, like say if we start the riverfront and walk around. I don't know if that's a specific idea or not.
We already
But-
have walking tours. The
Okay.
QR codes are considered a walking tour,
Okay.
self-paced walking tour.
Well, when I say, okay, so it's like choose your own adventure.
Yeah,
Okay, so when I say walking tour though, I mean like,
you're talking guided.
yeah, guided.
Okay.
So like at universities, they'll have campus ambassadors, and the campus ambassador's job is to point toward a building and be like, hey, in 1947 that this thing happened.
Mhm.
And there are things that are not, which I'm not, stop pointing the finger at anybody, but there is kind of a strange, I'd say non-comprehensive history. Like, I don't know if there's a QR code, say, by the old POW camp, right? Like, I didn't know that there was a POW camp. I lived here my whole life, but no one said anything to me about it until recently. And I got in, I did some work or investigative work on it, and I thought it was fascinating. And then like, say, I think it's on 1115 North Carolina Street. The house that used to be there, it's now a garage. That used to belong to the guy that old school is named after. He was really into fossil collections, I guess.
Mm.
He had like over, I guess, 60,000 fossils,
wow,
but no one talks about that, and there's no QR code thing there. But I also don't know if that would be too intensive during a tour. Like, the idea is, if we had these guided tours, how long would they take? Would the map play into that? Or would the map just be for people who are strictly visiting?
maybe you have something that's color coded and,
Yeah.
like architectural, like houses and different things, that are of note. One color, historical sites, a
Mhm.
different color,
Right.
that sort of thing.
How big? What else are you thinking on that bulletin board? Because I was just thinking, if we took the entire bulletin board with the map,
Mhm.
and then if we took little icon type pictures
Yeah.
of the location and
Mhm.
put those so that they would be like
Mhm.
all
Yes.
across the top, bottom,
I've seen
and
it.
sides. You've seen that. It's where they, then they sell advertising, is what it is. But if we did that and then we took a line to, and a line to, and showed where it was on the map, if the map's big enough, then that would work. If we're talking about small, 11 by 14 or 16 by 20, that's not gonna work because it's too small.
Is there a structure down there already that, to house this or?
Yeah, I think it's in the range. I have the measurements downstairs written on a post-it note. I think it's like 23 by 27 inches or something.
Okay, so that's
Yeah,
decent
so
size.
like 20 by
Yeah.
30. It's a decent size.
Because that way you get an idea of what it is that we're talking about by having a little icon picture.
Yes.
And then the line gives you a direct idea of, okay, is it in line to where we're going to be walking, et cetera. Now, for example, with the fossils, does he still have the fossils? Is the guy still there? Do they do tours and do they show people? Is it like a mini museum?
So there is no recollection of any of that stuff. The point being, and I don't know if you're getting into like fuzzy territory, because I know people have barked at like if somebody puts a historical marker or something there, they have some kind of dominion over. I don't know how true that is. But no, it's just the idea that there was a historical building there that has that kind of significance. And the fact that there's a shed there now, but no one knows about it is like, well, if people came here, wouldn't they think that was just fascinating? They're walking down the street and they're like, wait a second, there was a person that collected all these fossils that's here. Okay. So I was just throwing that out there. So the reason why I brought that up and I'm kind of blending this in is I bought this book, and if you guys want to look through it passing around, you can.
Where is that?
I bought that off of eBay.
They have them at Walgreens, I think, in different stores.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
well, I'm not sure around here because Walgreens, we don't have one here, so. Like in Alton, they have
yeah,
these. at
it'd be kind of a
Walgreens.
fun thing to have and to. I'd like to learn about Louisiana too, and that would be a great thing for.
Yeah, exactly. And I found this off eBay because there was all kinds of postcards on eBay, and I was like, wait a second, like I've never seen some of these historical pictures before, and I.
After you
Yeah,
mentioned that, I got on eBay and looked up
Yeah.
the pictures too. And matter of fact, I found one that I then later on found through the library and through Jefferson City Archives, but it actually shows Third Street with my building back in 1910. So
That's cool.
and it was a really good resolution. It was like 5 MB file, which is
It's pretty hefty, yeah.
yeah, pretty good. It's for a zip,
Yes.
compressed file. And so I blew it up to I don't know, 16 by 20 or something like that. And cleaned it up and all that kind of good stuff. Took a lot of the trash that was in there out and a lot of the dust particles and hairs and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Enhanced contrast, but it looks really cool. And basically it's because I was looking at eBay. I'd never seen these pictures before. It's great.
It is. It's a thing that it's a shock and awe kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Especially if you own the thing, it's even more shock and awe because you're just like, wow, I'm humbled by this, I throw that book at you guys though, because going forward into the future of tourism, and I'm not putting pressure on anybody like that. It's just an idea. It's that it doesn't seem to be a chronologically correct or a correct comprehensive history about stuff. And I'm sure if I talked to Brett Angle, he would argue with me on that because he's really passionate about history. But even in the very beginning of that book, it's created a bit of a cognitive dissonance because I think it even disputes how Louisiana, Missouri was actually founded, because people have conflicting stories on it.
Okay, well, somebody said they didn't have any pictures of this building I'm getting ready to buy. And it's like, there it is. And I knew the front door was not like they are. I knew they weren't two separate doors, and there they are. I mean, it's like, yay, okay, I can go back to that now. Wow.
Tell me who wrote that book and who's the publisher?
Betty Jane Allen, Betty Allen, who's passed away. They're from Louisiana.
Okay.
And then Martha Sue Smith, I think she's still living, isn't
Yes.
she? Yeah. And she lives over,
And the publisher is,
publisher is
or just look on the back and tell me the numbers for the ISB.
Arcadia Publishing, Arcadia Publishing. You want the ISBN?
Yeah,
Here it is.
And I
But
don't
yeah, I
know
need to.
if that book would be like a blueprint or like a good educational source or anything of that nature, but I just thought like, hey, maybe we could all get one, the
Mhm.
board could buy one, I don't know,
I have two books as well. One's Pike County something or other. They're two big hardback books. I have them down at the building. And I forget what they are. And I forget where I saw them, but I bought them from somebody and I don't remember several years ago. But they're Pike County, so it includes other things other than Louisiana, but a history of people as well.
yeah.
So I mean, it's very comprehensive. And then the other one, I don't know if it's just Louisiana or I don't remember, but anyway, I have two of those I can bring, or anybody can come to the building and take a look at those.
Brett wants to write his own book.
Yes.
I'm serious.
Just yesterday, he was over there. He made the claim about a person who is one of the, I guess, precursors to like the Atlas. And he said they're born in Louisiana. It's like, I want to see this information because please captivate me because man, Google's hard to find stuff.
And silent movie stars we had.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that, I'm gonna pass this around too, so. And again, I want you guys to like rip this thing to shreds, so I made a brochure idea, but here is one of the old Hannibal Visitors Guide brochures, and then here's the old Louisiana brochures that we have. And tell me like, because some of these, I don't know how much history needs to be capitalized on, but also like for this Hannibal tourism book from 2021, it seems like it's just full of businesses rather than the history of the town. Like coupons, advertisements or whatever, stuff like that.
Advertising book.
And that's one of the things that I'm kind of struggling with on the brochure, because it's like, okay, do you want to, catch people's attention with a couple of pages of a brochure, since we probably going digital to save money at this point? But at the same time, it's like, but do you want to throw, businesses in there when these things get sent out to the, visitors bureaus throughout the state? And here is the brochure that I've been working on. I've just been kind of throwing some stuff together. When you look at the brochure, again, I don't know if what the punchline is supposed to be, if people are really supposed to look at this town as an, antique town or not, or if they are supposed to look at it different perspective and like, again, who's the mascot? What's Louisiana, Missouri's main person that was really, defining? Yeah, like,
Oh, yeah, definitely. Momo, we should have some Momo stuff. Definitely.
make this larger. Okay, there. So like, I just kind of threw some stuff in there because there's emphasis on the murals. The local mural thing, or the interactive mural, that hasn't been made yet because we can't find an artist for that right now. Then there's some stuff that I kind of put in there. The Stark Brothers Nursery, they make the claim that they're one of the oldest nurseries in the world. I don't know if that's verifiable or if that's their claim, but I just threw that in there. But apparently, according to the Musker brothers themselves, they wrote an article which I obtained off of the Historic Louisiana website. So they claim that Louisiana is the sixth for the oldest Musker buildings in the nation. And then things like, we have this truss swing bridge over here.
Isn't that the second oldest?
Yeah, I think so. That's, yeah. So I saw that, but just, I'm kind of throwing stuff together here for the brochure, and it's like, Howard Taft, Theodore Roosevelt, they've been through here. And it's like, whoa, wait a second, those are presidents, those aren't just any person. And it's like, shouldn't people know that? And even Theodore Roosevelt said in his letter, I think it was to Pike County or something, there's I actually printed off. He says, it is indeed a great pleasure to be in historic Pike County, have heard a great deal about Pike County. I know its fertility, I know its good roads, I know the extraordinary nursery you have got right here, a nursery of a double time. It's an interesting statement. So, again, this is not a complete brochure by any stretch of the imagination, but this barcode over here on the far right side, I have actually, I'm at the website, the first draft of the website's almost done. The domain name for the website's transferring right now. I got it set up almost. I got all the brochures digitized. That barcode will probably lead to the brochure section of the site, so people can just pull it up on their phone. And then this was just a fun thing, but I can get rid of that. It's probably gonna be too difficult for people to read. I was gonna create kind of like a fantasy thing when people first got their booklet or whatever, but that might not be an accurate depiction. You know, like Lord of the Rings, whenever people look at the map for that, they're like, oh, this is interesting, you know, and they get caught up in that. And I thought maybe that would be kind of cool if people were like, say, on the horse and buggy ride with the lady that's proposing that idea about there being, you know, carriage rides around town, if somebody opened that booklet up and see that, or should it be more of a modernized, like Bing Google Maps style thing? See, I don't know. This was made with, I think it's called incarnate.com. And the formative brochures, you know, they'll have all the businesses, but there's so many things that you have to squeeze in on that brochure. So again, just a rough draft.
I like how this one did it, where they just did mural locations and city parks,
Okay.
2 items. I mean, not that we couldn't add more, but I think that that's a great start of just
Mhm.
green spaces and the murals that we do have, and that would take them past a lot of the other historic buildings.
One of the things that I want to get to is that the main headline, we can talk about history, we can talk about, you know, all the stuff in the past.
Mhm.
But if we can keep from having that be the main headline or the main, you know, hook,
Yes.
I'd like to, because it's like, oh yeah, Louisiana, the has-been town.
Mhm.
I don't want to do that if we can help it.
Okay.
We can talk about it, we can show pictures about it, we can promote it, but as far as the main headline, I'd really like to avoid that. I mean, one of the things that
Mhm.
that I've tried to do with all the radio is the small town blank, big fun, small town, big celebration, small town, real community. But basically trying to do that combination.
Well, if we can take the history and bring in current events from the history, I mean, and tie it in to where we're,
Right.
you know, bringing up our past, but celebrating it currently
Mhm.
in terms of, you know, like Momo, have a festival with Momo, I know that the city was trying to sell the land next to the building here. I think we should have that as a park and have, you had mentioned something about finding Momo.
Mhm.
Well, if we had, you know, at Star Hill too, because that's where Momo
Yeah.
was sited. If we could have some walking paths there and have finding Momo and hide him somewhere on Star Hill, that would be good. You had
That'd be
mentioned
good.
something about, you know, that, and then maybe there's grant money for walking tours. I know my friend Linda Sutton worked to get that. Did you all get the grant for the riverfront, for the sidewalks and stuff or not?
What year was that?
Just recently, like last year.
I'll have to check with that. I remember hearing conversations about it briefly.
So
but-
she knows all kinds of people in state. She worked for MS Communications and
Okay.
she's retired now, but she has the Blue Heron buildings down here. She lives in Alton.
Okay.
But she wants to do stuff. She wants to help and wants to, so she may be able, you know, if we can find some grant money to build walking paths around, you know, on Star Hill and to see our beauty like in, like Marquette Park in Grafton area. Has anybody been to Marquette Park?
Mhm.
Gorgeous views up there and we have gorgeous views. I've walked, as a matter of fact, I have pictures and video from Star Hill walking up there and taking video up there. It's beautiful up there.
Is that public land? Is that owned by the city?
City owns it.
Although I
And they were
know
gonna
the
sell
city's
it,
been
but-
trying to sell some. of it.
That's what I'm saying. I think city should keep that. I think city should keep the thing next door. Maybe we can have a fountain, some other statues or something there too. Public art.
No, and I think that's a great idea too, because if we had the burning Momo or whatever,
Right.
yeah, like say the Star Hill, that's a appropriate place to burn.
Right,
So.
it's,
And people would come from Momo.
Mhm.
I mean, they go to Alton for the haunted history stuff.
okay. Like I said, I just want to make sure that the headline isn't past oriented if we can. Small town, real community, I mean, I've used that several places. That's what I'd like to try to have something along those lines, so that we are forward looking.
Mhm.
One thing people like though is nostalgia too.
Mhm.
So, you know, when you talk about the town, we talk about going back in history, because it's like we're like in Elsa, you know, where you go and it's like it's like you're in another time.
Right.
So,
Well, and I think that's a big draw for one. I mean, our biggest demographic as far as who is spending money in the economy right now
mhm,
is those newly retired people who their kids are finally out of the house to have the money to spend, and also the millennials who are having less children are wanting that, and they are looking to those older buildings to restore them and to have that sense of community that we never had. I mean, my husband and I are both millennials, and
mhm.
this is where we chose because of the past and because it was a little bit, not necessarily stuck, but just a little bit behind.
Mhm.
And that was perfect for us. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of millennials are
I
looking
like
for
it,
that.
yeah, it's safe, so long time ago, I came up with a tagline like, we're back in time, like we're coming back, creating new things back in time, but back in time. You know, it has two meanings, a double meaning.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing to lean into.
It,
Certainly, if we did the brochure, we could do headlines for each one of the page, and we could do small town, incredible history or great history, small town in, architecture, sure what you'd say, but, unusual houses or, but you could, my thing is that we want to capitalize that people. In the past, people looked at small towns and kind of looked down their nose. But see, I think that that's a positive.
yeah, I don't think people are doing that.
And anymore, people are looking at big cities and say, I want to get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And so I want to keep hammering on the idea that we're a small town, proud of it. So a small town, proud of it. Small town, real community. Small
Where
town,
history
great
comes
history.
alive.
Small town, history comes alive. Small town. But I just keep wanting to hammer that home, small town, and basically, want a small town and proud of it. That's what it basically boils down to.
Okay.
And so that every time that every page, every whatever, that we're coming back to that and hammering it home, because I do think and today being the day of election day, we're going to see a lot more, one way or the other, of people thinking, I don't want to be in a big city. That's where everything seems to be going wrong, and I don't like, I don't want to be in the middle of it.
It's crazy to think on a day like this is a chain reaction day.
Mhm.
It's a ripple effect day.
Yeah.
So one of the other things Louisiana is known for was the art, and there were artists that were coming.
Yeah.
So the 50 miles of art was Clarksville, Louisiana, and Hannibal. All along 79, 79 is that beautiful drive, you know, everybody wants to come, like the River Road is in Alton and Grafton and so forth. But here we have 79, which is gorgeous and just as beautiful. But when you plug in, I don't know if you did that or not, Brooke and I were going through that. If you 50 miles of art, when you plug in Louisiana, there's nothing there. It switches to Clarksville, and Clarksville is taking go to that site. There's a site on that.
I know which website you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, nobody's handling it.
So what you're saying is that they're capitalizing on with that search
Yeah,
engine
it
tag.
flips over to Clarksville,
I
and
get it.
nobody's manning our Louisiana site. We need to get back and man the Louisiana site.
Mhm.
Because I would like to put an art co-op in one of the buildings that I'm gonna be renovating to try to bring artists in and try to have some more things for tourists to come to. And there was something else I was gonna tell you. There was another, we were asking the other day, it's like, does Pike County have a tourism committee, board, commission, or whatever?
Yeah.
And they do, but nobody in Louisiana is on it. Well, I guess Diana,
Susan was a part of it.
Susan Frageau,
Mhm.
okay. Cause it was like, okay, well, where, what do they do? I guess. And somebody from tourism on this committee probably should be going to the,
They're having a meeting, I think, Monday in the conference room at Pike County Memorial Hospital.
is it open to the public?
I
Can
think
you-
so.
Can you go to that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I actually talked to the president yesterday because she was there and I talked with her for a bit and I just kind of thought this is. There seems to be, and I'm gonna say this and it might anger people down the road, but what I've noticed a lot, and I think they've had the same issue at the Pike County Tourism, is that what happens is there's always gonna be a group of people and they have built a foundation. Well, then there is some kind of animosity that takes place. And then the new people that come in are not able to piggyback off of that. And so there's all this like, oh, I'm not helping you and all this stuff. And
that's horrible.
I had to talk to her about, I said, I was talking to her about like the website and stuff. I said, okay, as a tourism board, I said, make sure that whenever you get this website, that there's not some vindictive person who's gonna charge you thousands of dollars and you're gonna get into this contract and you can't, all this stuff. And so I talked to her about that, but she said that they had a lot of headaches and stuff. And she said for me to come down Monday. So if you guys
Yeah,
also.
you should. I can't. I have a professional cooking class.
Oh, right.
On Mondays and Wednesdays.
So if you guys are free, you guys can join along too. I think it's either 10 or 11 a.m., but I'll double check on that.
Say we send it out.
Yes, and I think her name is
Is it the lady from Clarksville?
Joanna Brock.
Yeah, and she's the
Yeah.
one that our 50 miles apart flips over to. And it's her phone number, because I called it, and it's like, really? That's interesting.
So the website, I will bring that up. I'll show you
Yeah.
guys the website. So visitlamo.com is the new website. Visit Louisiana, Missouri, or visit louisianamo.com is the old website, which we don't have access to anymore. But I will look at search engine optimization, SEO is the acronym, and I'll see if I can't manipulate people's search queries whenever they type stuff in and get those hits.
So here's,
Yes, I know that website.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so when you go to Louisiana,
Mhm.
so you plug in 50 miles apart and this comes up, you have Clarksville, Hannibal, and Louisiana. When you hit Louisiana, it says, click here for events and visitor information. Whoops, and it says connection is not private, but then it has somewhere, when you hit Louisiana, it goes to some pictures here that are very outdated. But then there's a phone number and it's the phone number for
Yes, Joanna Brock.
Uh-huh,
Okay.
yeah. The lay center's there, that phone number's probably not correct. Reflections of Missouri, he passed away.
All right.
Main Street Studio, Carol O'Danny hasn't been here for a long time because I bought that building and then I resold it like several years ago. So that she's not here. The mural project is there, Cindy Logan's on there. KP, she's still here, but I don't think I need to talk to her again. But yeah, so it doesn't,
Okay.
Speaking of Cindy, do they still have their art gallery in Hannibal?
yeah, it's an art co-op, like what I would
Right.
like to do here.
Right. That's what I was wondering. Is there any way we can get them to do a satellite here, considering that most of those artists?
Yeah, well,
Talk to this area.
I'm gonna talk to Cindy and I talked to Dennis Babbitt already, and I'd like to, with Dennis Babbitt, we used to do a plein air event here in September every year, and we quit doing it a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. It's a lot of work.
What
We
is
could-
plein
Plein air is painting outside, and all these artists from around came, and it was juried, judging type thing and.
Boonville does that and they've had very good luck with it
We-
in terms of
we
bringing
did
people
too.
in.
And we supply, everybody brings in something to eat. We can do it at 601. I didn't have 601 back then when we were doing it. So they would exhibit their art somewhere else and then they'd have food at the church, at the little church on Georgia Street. So that we could do it all in one place at 601.
Centralizing.
Mm-hmm. And I know Linda that I just mentioned a while ago, she definitely wants to help with that. And I talked to Dennis and we're gonna get, talk and try to get that going again. So, but yeah, so the artists that are locally, John Moran is here, Cindy Logan, Dennis Babbitt, John Steckley unfortunately passed away, but, and I'm not sure who else.
I don't know if he's got-
Katie,
If
Kristen
he has a
Powers.
backlog of things that he's done that
Mhm.
she's trying to get rid of. or-
She asked me if I'd put them in the building, what she couldn't sell online. I said, yeah.
Yeah.
So we can, and I would rather put them in a building that I'm working on because I want retail and artists and stuff going on there. So, but I think art's a big, big deal. And I know that, another person that does some glass art, that she's in my building, she would like to do some public art as well. So.
Okay, so then I guess the thing is try to reintegrate to the art corridor stuff and try to get that to come back. Okay,
Mhm, I think so.
okay, that's a great idea. Yeah, that's exciting to get people, artists and stuff down here. We probably actually, if we had more artists, we'd probably get some people who were experienced in like the interactive mural painting or whatever to come down and do some stuff like that.
So have you
Well-
seen Ray Harvey, mural art? Did I show?
Yeah, but I think so he does some fantastic work, but I don't know that we would have the budget for the square footage.
Well, I'm gonna call him
Okay.
and find out how much, because on the building that I'm buying on Georgia Street, I think it would be the perfect place for the mural. You know
I
what I'm
agree,
talking about?
Yes,
Which is just that concrete block, right?
Yeah,
Which building?
so I'm buying the white insurance building, which is next to the museum, and all the buildings down to the end of the street.
Oh, okay, Doug's building.
Yeah, all that.
Well, and the other thing on art too, because most people, when you say art immediately, and you're kind of falling into it too, they're thinking painting, they're thinking of drawings and.
No, I'm
things like
thinking of
that.
glass art and fiber art, and I mean, I have
One of the
macrame
things
artists.
The main thing that I'm wanting to do with my building is electronic arts.
Right,
And so it'll be where there's music recording studio
Mhm.
and video production as well as
Mhm.
theater.
that's very cool.
So the fact that we could tie that kind of arts into the quote unquote graphic arts
Mhm.
and that kind of thing. So the arts idea is something definitely worth promoting because
Yeah.
we've got a lot of potential from a lot of different categories of art. From glass to painting to drawings to murals to audio, music to theater. So there's a lot of potential there.
And
Now,
at the
admittedly,
Masonic-
I'm slow, but it
At
is
the-
coming.
Masonic Temple in the past, and I don't know what they're gonna do with that building, but in the past, they've had, Brent did a play there, John Brooks Henderson
Mhm.
thing. It was very cool. I mean, up on the stage there, have you all been in the Masonic Temple?
No,
You've been in the Masonic Temple, isn't it cool?
yeah,
Yeah, there's a stage there and we had, I mean, it was all set up for the play and they've done dinners there and there's, I think, a kitchen down below, commercial kitchen.
I wanted to look at
But-
buying that building and then I heard from several different people that the Masons aren't interested in selling. So
I think they will at some point. It can't sit there and just rot.
it seems like
Yeah.
that's one of the attributes of a lot of the owners in town.
Well, yeah, and that's the problem. And that's a different commission, different committee. Which, yeah, we need to do
Yeah.
something about that.
People who like the concept of architectural melt,
What?
architectural melt,
What's that?
just let it fall
Oh,
down.
my God.
architectural, no, I'm taking that.
Yes, architectural melt.
Band name called it.
I really need to win the lottery. I need to have an extra million.
So I don't know how many of you are Facebook savvy or who wants to keep their accounts private or whatnot. But We have one social media account that hasn't gotten a lot of traction lately. I just haven't had any kind of creative endeavors to mess with it at the moment, but I didn't know who I would be able to assign to that social media account as well if they want to jump on and start running it too.
I'm just learning, so I'm not a
Okay.
good person. I have to-
I'm-
I can help you.
Okay.
I'll give you my account information so you can add me as an admin.
Okay, because I thought I saw you on there, but I was like, well, is this her private one? Does she, I try to make consideration on that stuff, or is this her one that she wants to share,
I have a philosophical disagreement with the whole concept of Facebook, so I know nothing about it and I do not want to know anything about it.
Well, I have a business now, I have to do it.
I'd be happy to help. Do we have it connected to an Instagram as well?
So the Instagram, there is a strange issue with that. So today I was trying to, okay, so we had an Instagram account and Instagram decided to flag out and say that there was suspicious activity. But the only time I believe I've ever accessed it was from that computer downstairs, which is where the account was created in the first place. And they flagged it, they disabled it. Well, in the email, it said I had till February of next year to resolve it. Well, whenever I log in, I am greeted with a CAPTCHA. It's to prove you're not a robot. Well, every time I go and do that, it keeps saying error, please try again. And I've tried to go in and see if there's customer service and anything that has to do with Meta, the parent company of Facebook, which actually I think they actually own Instagram too. There seems to be a non-human issue. It's always a robot. Like they do not want to be bothered with your existence unless you're paying money or a person knows person. I even tried to go as far today as to create a visit LAMO one, like an additional account, and they flagged that one too under the same thing. And I use a tour, you'd think I use a .gov account. That's what's more valid than that.
Mhm.
So I use that and I got that flag. So right now I'm trying to work to dispute that. I'm going to dig in because as an IT person, I will like go to the ends of the earth. I will go and look at who owns, that kind of thing if I have to, because it's really irritating. I have as many disagreements as you do about things, ethical concerns. So yeah, okay. So I'll assign you to the Facebook account and that's the only one we have right now. There's a lot of potential to build momentum once the accounts are going though. And okay, I don't know if this is silly to you guys or not, or if you want to dismiss the whole idea, but I actually bought a stuffed animal that resembles Momo off of eBay, and I put red, orange kind of eyes on there, and I tried a social media post, and I put this is a while back, it was, oh, Momo stalking the flyers around town. That's what I did. Well, I thought, well, if you guys want, I don't know, depending on who was operating a social media account, do one of you want to take the thing for a day and go and do stuff with it?
I think we could try that out.
Okay, now I don't know if that'd be the official mascot or not, but it's like, if people share that, it's like, they're not saying, oh, well, look at this person, it's like, it's a stuffed animal, oh, that's cute,
Right.
So, okay, and then,
I hate to break in. I've got an electrician that was supposed to be here at 8:30 this morning and I just looked out and he's there.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gonna,
okay,
And you're on
well,
the
let's go ahead and make sure that we have this form stuff figured out, so we get you paid and then get these bills paid. Oh yeah, and then quick thing, so real quick, do you have the $710 quote from Lamar?
It was all emailed and approved it directly and had to sign off on it.
Okay, because we had a $720, $10 difference.
Yep, and Tim said that was okay. It was all me.
Okay, all in the email, all right.
Cause I did mention that and I said, hey, it's $10 off. And he said, it's what it is. He signed off on it.
Okay. And then here are the 3 radio invoices. Just go over those real quick. And then make sure that we clarify. I don't have the minutes with me right now. Let me see. Pull them up.
yeah, you should have gotten. There should be more invoices than this for radio.
There should be.
Yeah,
Okay.
you should get one from Quincy WGEM, I think it is.
Okay.
And even with these guys, they were supposed to be two other stations that it ran on, and they were supposed to be 200, 200, 200. So there should be $400 more.
Okay, all that stuff was in my tourism box, so
Okay.
should be tabled.
Possibly.
Okay, so we'll table the radio
I
stuff.
mean, all these are correct. It's just that there's not enough of them because there should have been another radio station that this is from Troy. They say Lake St. Louis, but it was Troy. And this is Mexico. They say Warrenton, but it's Mexico. And then we still don't have Quincy.
So should we okay those and then?
Yeah.
So they can get paid?
Yeah, because these folks are going to need to get paid, but the amounts are right for those stations. We just, there's somebody slow on their invoicing.
Okay, so just so we can make sure that all this is all fine and dandy, can we table this for now? And then I'll talk to the treasurer and see if there's any more invoices, and then I'll gather in one stack and then we get to go ahead and approve them next.
Yeah.
Is it possible for you guys to make like an emergency council or tourism meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, and then also
But the
before,
amounts are right. I mean, it's just that not enough of them.
okay, and I'm gonna throw these, this is actually the end of the meeting anyway. Like I said, tear this apart. This was from Perry, Missouri's Heritage Commission, and these are just bylaws, and these are not perfect at all.
So
These are
there's
just-
nothing in place right now for the,
I don't think so, and I could be wrong, maybe, I don't know if you knew anything about bylaws at the time.
I believe there are, I can see what I can
The
look
main
at.
bylaw I know is that I don't get to vote. I just get to talk.
But these, I just couldn't find them on the EFA 360. I saw the mention of key bylaws, but I think that's the visitors and convention bureau or whatever.
Yeah, but LBCB was separate, we were contracted in, and so that had bylaws, I don't know. Because now we are a official government sanctioned committee, I don't know if we have made those bylaws or if we were just given what we were given, here's what you can do, here's what you can't do, here's your spending. Move forward.
so Louisiana, what is it, you said
The
the
Louisiana Visitors and Commission, no,
convention?
Convention Bureau. The LVCB was what tourism used to be, but the
It's no
LV,
longer in effect anymore.
correct, so what I would say is the LVCB was contracted in, it was a separate corporation unto itself. And then the city of Louisiana held a contract with LVCB to run tourism.
Okay,
That's how it was ran for years. That's what we were essentially told to.
so
do.
that's defunct, that it's no longer an entity.
That I don't know, but that is no longer who is in charge of tourism. Now we are the tourism committee directly under the city,
Okay,
which is what we are.
okay, so
So we are
I'm
no
just-
longer the LVCB.
maybe if we could find if they had bylaws or something that.
Right, and that's what I
Oh,
made
that's.
a note of,
Okay.
is because I was a part of LVCB when it became tourism,
Oh,
so
okay.
I can use those resources to go back and see.
Yeah, and again, like I said, I don't know if this would be considered fluff or anything like that, but I know like. With the way that we have new members and stuff appointed, like. I wanna make sure, obviously, all of us wanna make sure that we're following statutes and stuff, but it's like, It makes me wonder if we are supposed to have at least one person that represents the hotel motel industry. And if that's mandatory or if that's subjective. And another thing that should be added to these bylaws that has been a cause of concern during council meetings. I can't quote anybody specifically, it's hearsay, but some people have attended these council meetings and they say, well, employees of the city should not be on commissions or committees, but apparently there are bylaws here, I guess, the city that have been passed that allow that thing, but I have not been able to locate those bylaws. So I just want to make sure I'm in the okay being on the
Mhm.
board as well.
Yeah, I feel like I have something that we were given when we transitioned from LVCB to tourism. Now, do I know what it is? No,
Okay.
but I do believe I have something that we were given of our basic bylaws to get us started,
Okay.
so.
Would that be in the box of things that's downstairs?
Potentially. All the stuff that you've brought up, I want to keep this momentum going. Like I'm on fire for it. I want to, whatever, the stuff that you're talking about,
Yeah.
I want it to happen.
Well, good.
I don't want, this is not direct toward anybody, but in the past, when I was in college, I can't tell you how many meetings I've been to where it was just mouth breathing for an hour and everybody leaves. It's like, no, like,
Yeah, and let me just say, I'm very good with ideas, I'm bad with follow through. So if somebody's there that can have that momentum, that can pull it up, I'll help and do whatever I can. It's just I'm bad at leading the follow through with
Okay.
it. So if there's somebody there like Brooke, I mean, she's really, I
she's
mean,
on fire, yeah.
yeah, I know. And so that's why I'm buying buildings too. I wouldn't be buying buildings if I didn't think things were gonna happen. So I'm excited about it. I think things are gonna happen. I think that, you know, this is what I wanted all along when I came to town 12, almost 13 years ago. It was like, yeah, you know, and I'm real excited about things now. I have, you know, faith that things are gonna happen. And, so, yeah, no, so long as there are people that say, hey, you need to do that or that, I'm willing to do anything. And I have lots of ideas. It's just, I don't want to be the only one out there.
Getting them into fruition, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you definitely want people
And that's what
to,
I was before. It was, I was the only one and I didn't motivate myself, so. So I'm bad at motivating myself.
okay, well. Good conversation. Hopefully at some point, we'll have all these. We'll have all these bills and stuff paid off, and then that will be old business and we can go towards new. And yeah, I don't know in the past also, before you join the meeting, if tourism had any actual collaboration with the Missouri Betterment Association, because the Christmas parade's coming up.
Oh, Louisiana Betterment? you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We did, that was something we would help to advertise, especially if we had. Like ads already taken out, that was part of our like Missouri Life campaign.
Okay.
But since we've said we're getting away from print, I don't know how we would like to go about that.
so there's not only that coming up, but then the house tour, and I know she's trying to find some other houses to be on the house tour. And then that same day, we have the craft fair at the building. So
And the-
that's what we did last year and
the-
it was very well
And who's
attended.
doing
The
house
church
tours?
walk,
Yeah, the church walk. And I think Convention Visitors Bureau had all those listed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we did not last year that,
Yeah.
for the Missouri Life winter, what to do, whatever.
Mhm.
We did a list last year, yeah, cause they had just reached out, Missouri Life did. And because I wasn't sure when we were having a meeting, I told him it probably wasn't gonna happen this year. Because the deadlines were coming up very quickly.
Mhm. That's in Missouri Life, you said?
Oh, I'm sorry, the Columbia Missourian.
There's,
We did do Missouri Life a lot in the past, yes. But it was the Columbian that had just reached out, or Columbia Missourian.
oh, okay, so that, like when I'm from Alton, so I use that as an example a lot, but. So the Convention and Visitors Bureau there is very active and that became some regional thing. Brett Stawar, who was the head of that at one time, is now in Texas, in Port Aransas, Texas, but so they, I mean, and I don't know where I was going with that, I just lost my train of thought. Where'd it go? I mean, it was major promotions all in the whole region. Magazines and people, you know,
Yeah.
like with the boats coming in and I mean, and people were coming to Alton all the time on these tourism things. And I know Hannibal probably does that, where you get all these people, these tour guides from all over the country and from other countries coming in to check out what's going on. And then they start promoting on there with their.
Yes.
I mean, we're not big enough for that yet, but I think we need to be looking at that to plan for, you know, how can we get our foot in with that sort of thing?
Yeah, the Missouri Winter and Holiday Tourism Guide, it's put out by the Missouri. The artwork deadline is tomorrow, so
Oh.
that's why he had sent it and I had been, "Ooh, let me see if we have a meeting, and then he sent the follow-up, and was like, hey, did you get my email? And I was like, I don't know when we're having a meeting.
Well, here, you know, the church walk's going on, we know craft fair is going on December 7th. The house tour is going on December 7th. Um,
And who's leading those house tours?
I'm sorry.
Who's leading those house tours?
That would be Diana.
Okay,
So she's trying to still find houses and it's like, so, I mean, if you look at the website from last year, we had those 3 things listed, I know. So if we could do something like that still with them through here, is it free or is it?
The Missourian, no, we
Oh.
would have to take out ads
Oh.
within that space, but we would have had to have already let them know. We
Oh.
would have to have artwork in by noon tomorrow.
Okay,
So,
because I know there's some free things that we can do probably. And I'll talk to Linda and see if she knows anything, but there's something I see periodically, it's called Only in Your State. Are you familiar with that? Have you seen it? So. And I saw it, it came up one time and I'm going, what is that? And it was Missouri and it was talking about some small towns and I don't remember. I'll look at that. I'll take a look at that and report on that. See what,
yeah.
oh, it's an Only in Your State and then
If we can figure out, I
local
don't,
discovery, blah, 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 onlyinyourstate.com. And so it lists like the states and Missouri is there and it might be, I mean, they have Hannibal, of course, and Herman and, you know, some of the other places like that.
right, yeah, I just don't wanna limit ourselves to only free things considering our whole, we have our own funds that. That's why we're here, we're the only people to spend them, so
Mhm.
I do wanna make sure we're utilizing those for
Right,
our Christmas activities, because that is a majority of our tourism, I feel like.
yeah, the parade and.
Yeah, the light up and.
Yeah.
well, just for future reference, whenever the social media page starts to take off and it builds momentum, there is a advertising thing that we can do on that, which we can geofence it. And we can put a circuit, basically a circle around the city. So whenever people are coming off the highway and they bounce that circle and they have a Facebook account, that longitude and latitude will pick up and it will send an ad to their phone.
Mm.
And it will stay on their phone for so many days until they decide to get rid of it. And so we can utilize that because, you know, obviously people come through here a lot, but if we pay for that, I think it's like, you know, do you want to pay $5 a day to reach 2,000 people, et cetera? So that's always an option.
Yeah. Yeah, we just, if we're gonna start advertising anything that's happening in December, we need to do that last week,
Mhm.
Right.
so.
Okay, I guess this meeting's adjourned.